Hi, it's Gabriel. I'm from Italy, Sicily, where I'm Milan-based.
And what do you do? What is your thing about photography?
My photography, it's not about finding and looking for the perfection of the shot itself, but my goal is to tell a story behind the shot.
Okay, so
I want people to feel what's behind a picture. I don't want people to say, oh, that's a great picture. No, I want people to say, cool, you got that right in that moment. So I like stealing, grabbing things, moments, rather than creating a wonderful picture.
this comes from my documentary photography basket. When you go and take pictures of people in the subway while they kiss or like those intimate moments, how are you not scared?
I'm not scared.
Because
Okay.
going and taking a picture, I think, of someone when they kiss, or they're in a underground, or where they hold hands, or where they do something that it's only them and the rest of the world, I think it's scary to go and be like, boom, I took that picture. Like, how are you not scared of grabbing that moment from someone?
Well, first of all, we need to introduce my project. It's called Black Heart, in Italian, Cuore Nero. Basically, what I do is to go around in the city, but especially in the subway, and tell stories, intimate stories that takes place inside the tube. So everybody are tired, are sad in the subway, but some people still love each other. My goal is to portray this moment, and to make it last forever with a picture. I know it's something unusual. It's something that it's not polite, but my goal is pure. I want to make it last forever.
I like that. My goal is pure. We should note this down somewhere. I think my goal is pure. And that's, you're absolutely right. Because most of the people, when we look in the subway, they're all like down, they're all tired, although it's the morning. Or it's midday, they're still tired, and they look at something, they're like they contemplate. But the people that love, they stand out. Like if there's 100 people sad, but two love, you will always see them.
And lighting is good.
Subway? Okay.
Yeah, because
okay.
it's taking a beauty dish like we use in fashion, because it's up and everybody have this wonderful face, well lightning, with a good shadow on the neck and some shadow, little shadow here in the eyes. So everybody is doing fashion in subway without knowing it.
Wow, yeah, this is valuable information. And talk about fashion, Dago, because in my opinion, like, I love to follow people and to see what they do. And in my opinion, you're the best Italian fashion photographer at the moment.
Like following people like in real life or on social media, because that might sound weird in first case.
Following in terms of art.
I gotcha, man. Gotcha.
Tell us, how did you start with fashion?
Okay.
And 3 things. How did you start with fashion? What is your approach to fashion? And what has been your favorite commission so far, if you can talk about it? So how did you start fashion?
Okay. Well, I started as a wedding videographer and then photographer. And years by years, I started when I was 14 years old in Palermo, in my hometown. But during my last period of weddings, I started I started focusing more on the beautiness of the wedding itself. So I told to myself, you need to try fashion. You need to spread your view and go out. That's why I came to London in 2018. One night I was just chilling in the sofa, and I came across this guy who was an actor, an influencer, a model. I texted him. I said, "Hey Carlo, hi, nice to meet you. I'm in London. Are you up to do some shootings, like some street style?" He replied me, "Yeah, of course, let's do it." So first thing first, we did a shooting for Dior in collaboration with Harrods. All shot in,
First shoot.
Yeah, man.
No, first shoot Dior, with Harrods.
Yeah.
That motherfucker.
Yeah, that was cool. And we shot everything on film. I also printed those pictures in the darkroom because I used to print in the darkroom here in London. And yeah, at some point he told me, oh, what about going around for fashion weeks? So let's do Paris, then Milano, and then London. Maybe it's the opposite? Okay, who cares? So I follow him during these fashion weeks. It was challenging for myself because for the first time I approached something really cool, which is fashion, the fashion industry in terms of events. So I would say I started like this, then a person told me, oh, what a pity you're not in Milano. I've got an agency. I don't represent any photographers and videographers, so you'll be the first one. I said, okay, good. It was August, I closed everything, I packed all my stuff and went straight to Milano. So it's been 6 years now since I'm based in Milano. Recently, I bought a house and made it like my dream house with a lot of pictures, a studio flat, I would say. Sorry, what was the second question?
So that was good. So the second question is, what is your approach? So we're gonna go to a fashion show now, we will see it, but this is for someone to hear about it.
Okay, my approach while shooting, I'm not saying in fashion, in general, when I shoot, it's like chilling, dude. For example, I took a picture of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 while you were doing the brief outdoor. And that's a cool picture. I already posted. And you haven't noticed, right? You haven't noticed. Yeah, he's gonna check. No, just kidding.
Crazy.
Chill. I mean, my approach to photography is just, first of all, you have to open your eyes and start looking around. Then you start to observe because you need to understand in which way you want to focus. And at the end, you see.
Okay.
We say, I can't wait to see you. We don't say, can't wait to observe you or to watch you. We say, see. I hope this makes sense in English because in Italian it's super simple. It's first you guardare, then you osservare, and then you vedere.
Okay.
So my approach is based on that, and in the meantime I use small cameras. I fell in love recently with my Leica. I mean, it changed the way I see the world. But then I went crazy for my Hasselblad, that's a digital one. And yeah, but in general, my approach, it's like I just take a picture of what I see. I know it sounds cliche, but the way I do, it's so natural, so normal. I left my phone there, so I would have taken a picture of you now, like chilling, boom, done.
So you're more kind of invisible photographer in some cases. So I'm now that I see your approach, that I hear your approach, I can imagine you in an underground taking pictures of those people. Mm-hmm. Because one thing is taking a picture like that, and one thing is like not even looking at them. It's like.
Yeah. I mean, I think everything started back in the days where I used to shoot weddings. I wasn't the main photographer. I was the guy helping the main photographer, and I got pissed. Is that a bad word to say?
Pissed off. Pissed off.
I usually got pissed off when it used to like stress people. Like, look here, go to the window, look outside the window, kiss your wife, and everybody cheer, everybody got happy. I hated that because I wanted to be sneaky. I wanted to be like low profile, the lowest possible.
And you still shoot like that? Like you still like.
When I do campaigns, no.
Okay.
I need to interact with the model. So I need to say chin up, chin down, look straight to the light or not. Close your eyes, open, those things. But when I do the reportage, it's just, you just see a guy chilling, walking, taking snaps, and listening to music. That's what I do.
Okay. Okay. Wow. So you live the both worlds of a photographer, because usually it's one style and that's it. But you have the extrovert approach when you're in a campaign with the model, but then your approach is introvert, because when you go around, you're just like gear. So specializing in fashion event photography, what are you gonna shoot with? Like, what do you shoot with?
Today, I'm gonna use my Leica Q3. It's been 2 years now since I bought it. Yeah, I bought it. And I think it's a great camera, that it's the closest camera to the film touch, film quality. I've been using films for a ton of years, like I would say 10 years, since my grandma first gave me my first camera, a Canon A.E.1 with a 50 millimeter 1.2.
1.2.
Yeah, I was lucky. I was, yeah.
1.2.
Nonna Rosalba. Thank you.
This dude started with a 1.2.
yeah, I started 1.2, but it wasn't that sharp, so you will always use that at 1.8, as she told me.
It's still a flex. Like, it's still a flex to shoot with a 1.2 at the beginning.
I've been using a bunch of cameras, micro four third cameras, APS-C cameras, and even full frame. But as I went through Leica, it blew my mind, just because as I zoom, I see every single piece of grain that, for me, it's similar to the grain itself, to the real grain. So I'm not afraid of shooting at 6,000 ISO. And every time I take a picture with her, it's my lady, I understand the value of
And what are the top 3 features of a Leica? Like, top 3 things about a Leica?
Oh, first, it's iconic. It's iconic. It's small. I mean, you look at the camera and it speaks itself. Then, in my case, I have a fixed lens, so it allows me just to focus on one angle, on one way to see the world, rather than changing lenses all the time, like putting an 85, oh no, 50, let's put that zoom. No zoom, I hate zooms. No, I don't use zooms. Third thing about my Leica, it's something linked to the first reason. It's light, it's small, and it's like going around with an Harley Davidson, because it's timeless. I don't know how to say, but sometimes I go to massive shootings. For example, I did a campaign in Dubai for Furla, which is a brand that makes a bunch of stuff, especially bags. I was me, few models, and my Leica, nothing else. Yeah, and client, it's okay with that, because they see that red dot, and they trust me, they trust my vision. I also use that for video as well. It has a really nice high dynamic range. Also has log profile, so allows me to play in post-production.
Roughly, how many countries have you visited because of fashion?
Well, my memory works like a photo book, so I would start in, let's say Italy, then Paris, Madrid, Berlin, Copenhagen in Europe, Ireland. I recently went to Dublin. Then outside Europe, I went to Las Vegas, Miami, New York, Santo Domingo. Yeah, in the Dominican Republic. Yeah, that was mind-blowing, dude.
What did you do in Santo Domingo?
And I only used 85 mm 1.4 with my Canon. Then I went to Brazil. because a friend of mine got married, and she kindly asked me to take wonderful pictures about the wedding. So in the meantime, I started doing some reportage for myself. Then also went to Japan for ITRO with the creative director, Marco De Vincenzo. And basically I just, my goal was to document him like going there for the first time and see the product itself. They used to sell this bag with an actual real apple. I don't know why, but there was an apple. They used to sell this bag with a real apple, a red apple. That was cool. And that was the main of the shoot. I'm planning to go back to Korea, Busan, in 2 weeks. So, let's say 3. Because a friend of mine went there, and I mean, she talks the language, so why waste this opportunity to go around? I don't talk Korean, so.
No, you should.
Yeah.
And out of these countries, what was your craziest story you have to tell? Like, give us a story. It can be related to a travel.
Santo Domingo.
Tell me, what crazy happened in Santo Domingo?
Okay, this is the first time I'm talking in an interview. I haven't shared with no one. So, I mean, it's been 4 years now, 3 years, I would say. I went there to do a blind date.
In Santo Domingo?
Yeah, I met this girl on Instagram because I always wear, I used to wear a mustache all the time. Someday I decided to trim it, to take it off, and she replied this story out of the blue. I had no clue who was this girl. And she told me, no, what you've done, it's okay, we love you, we still love you. I got inside her profile and I saw she was taking picture of herself in the jungle, and I was like, dude, how the heck you got there? And she told me a whole story, which is gonna be another podcast. So we're gonna film this another time. And we started talking every day. At some point, I asked her, "Can I ask your number because I want to have a quick video call with you?" And so we did. It was like 8 in the morning at this place, and I was about to have dinner at my place in Milano, and we met. So we spent a month like this, texting each other, and then I told her during one of our video calls, "Look at this. These are the tickets. I'm coming straight to you." And so I did. So it was amazing.
The fuck, man? Like, you would, like, people don't go out at home, like they're going to the local pub to have a date, and this goes to Santo Domingo, bro. What the fuck?
I think that was the craziest thing I've done in my life so far.
And how about the craziest story on a photography?
I know. 2. First one. I was in Rome shooting a campaign with Chanel Beauty with an actress. She's called Martina Pinto. She's really famous in Italy. She used to do all the all the main movies of Italy, I would say, with the biggest actors. And I had this campaign in Rome. At some point, while we were shooting, the manager of the store came across us and she told us, "Don't panic, but there's someone that just got inside the store." Because we had our little set up inside the store. And I was, "Who's he?" And she whispered, "Hugh Grant." I was like, dude, the fuck? I wanted to go there to put my fashion skills on a side and to, go there as a reporter and steal that moment and take a picture of Hugh Grant inside Chanel in Rome. How many? I knew it was the first and last occasion in my life to shoot him, obviously. And so, but at the same time, I needed to be professional. So a few hours passed and I was like, okay, yeah. It's better to be professional. But then I went out just to breathe some air. It was spring. I was like looking at the camera, scrolling down all the files. At some point I saw in the opposite sidewalk, he was walking with a white shirt, with his Ray-Ban, the aviators. So what I did was crossing the road and, just walking with my camera. And as we approach, pam, 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 free shot. Sorry, too loud, sorry. Pam, 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 free shots. And I took a fairly picture of Hugh Grant. I printed like this and gave to my mother. Since he's my mom's crush since like a long time. How can I blame her? Yeah, that would be the craziest. I also shot Donatella Versace for some sort
Casual,
of...
casual, like casual.
Yeah.
I like how casual you are about Donatella.
For some
Versace.
reason like this. In this case, I just was in the Versace... no, let's say in Italian. I was in the Versace show, runway. I was standing because, cool people stay seated in the front like this with the phone. I was like chilling, standing, because in fashion we say first row. If you are first row, you're seated and you're cool. If you're okay to come in, but you're not famous and there's the thing called standing. So I was standing close to an entrance. At some point, dude, I had Donatella Versace with her bodyguard. Literally, was it like here? So what I did was, I got that picture and she was smiling because I told her, sei bellissima, pum. So yeah, I shot her.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
During the runway, I also shot Gigi Hadid, Emily Ratajkowski. Emily, if you see this video, I think that photographers and models are a good combo. So just consider.
That's a video that's gonna be like just a video of me gonna tag her, be like, hey boo boo, like how you doing? Like,
hey Emily, sono italiano, pasta, pomodoro, I can cook and take pictures. Emily.
but it's so strange to hear these kind of stories, because you look at photographers, especially like this, that we're gonna not jump, but we're gonna kind of deviate the conversation a little bit. It's more now your advice to people of how to be successful in photography. Because out of 100 people that start photography, and this applies to anything, by the way, whether it's sound, whether it's videography, whether it's producing, whether it's editing or movie directing, out of 100, 98 are too scared. But I think he's a good example of the two that are not scared, and the ratio of how much success can you get when you're not scared. So what is your advice to someone who's scared? Because it's just that the stopper of between being successful and working with big brands and being successful but being small in terms of clients is that being scared. So how are you not scared?
Okay.
Same question from before.
I'm not answering like something predictable in a predictable way. I would say if you're scared of photography, it means that you're also scared to talk to people, to interact with people. So yeah, that guy is saying yeah.
Got
you, bro. Got you, bro. That's the point. If you're scared of taking pictures, it means that you're not into, you're not a talkative guy or a girl. But at the same time, you have to continue to pursue this passion. So I would rather advise you to start with landscape photography or some still life photography that is still considered photography. As your skills improves, ask friends to start shooting. Just like, I want to be a portrait photographer. I don't like going to fashion weeks and shoot people and running, and I feel shy. Just start asking friends to help you to get shot by you. I don't have that problem just because my mom made me super natural and talkative. So, grazie mamma. Also dad. But that's the only advice. Another photographer would say, "Oh, change work, change everything, do other stuff." I'm saying, keep going. Just find the way that suits you the best.
I like that how you approach this, because you start with something which is still life, which doesn't talk, but you still have to move around.
But it's really important because in my case, I also make people feel comfy. A lot of time, a lot of friends of mine, even models and whatever, come to my mind. No, Gabriel, I'm shy. I mean, taking pictures. I'm faking the Italian accent because 9 times out of 10 they're Italian. And I don't know how to do it, but if you help me and blah, blah, blah. And I stop it. I stop her or him saying, shooting with me is just talking. It's just like talking. We're having a tea together, and I just have something about yourself. In the meantime, there's something in the background playing, and if you shoot inside, it's warm and it's cozy. That's why I built my own studio apartment in Milano. If we shoot outdoor, it's just, let's start talking. I'm not taking out the camera till we start feel the vibe together.
That's important. I think that's cool, because I'll just add my thoughts because it's a conversation. I think that for movie sets or production sets or whatever it is, because usually people that are in front of the camera, or they're models and they're super good, so they will know what to do. But if someone is uncomfortable, seeing like all this gear would scare people. So I think something that you said here is nice, that you feel, first you create a connection, you talk to the people, it's like you come to a first name basis, as they say, and then you take the cameras out and be like, okay, this is a camera.
And also, yeah, I mean, if you work with a small camera, it's better. Working with a DSLR with a 70 to 200 millimeter with a flash, it's kind of...
Yeah, you see wedding photographers rocking up with a
No.
camera, battery grip, flash.
I've got 2 cameras.
Flash, yeah.
When I do reportage, I just have 2 cameras. I wish I had one, but shit happens. So I prefer having 2 cameras. So
just in case of one breaks.
Just in case. But I have 2 lenses. So on my Leica I've got a 28. On my Hasselblad I've got a 55 millimeter, which is like kind of 43 millimeter on full frame.
So that could be another advice, to have 2 cameras, because one of them can break.
Dude, that's life. I mean, that's a life insegnamento. How do you say?
Teaching.
That's a life teaching. Yeah, always have a backup camera. That's why my project we talked about earlier in the metro, it's also shot with my phone. So I have my main camera, my backup camera, but they switch all the time because I don't see one better than the other. For example, Leica is perfect in low light. What comes is always hard. I'm sure.
Yeah, because it's that black and white, and that contrast is like
it's
crazy.
A well-built camera.
You see, we're gonna stitch all of this little information. We're gonna make it into a Leica.
I work in fashion. I work in commercial. So I've been a Samsung ambassador for 3 years. That's why I went to Seoul in Korea. So
What was the Ray-Ban collaboration? Because you were sponsored by Ray-Ban too.
Yeah, I did a campaign, award-wild campaign with Ray-Ban. So we started in Milano, then London, Paris, and New York. So I got the opportunity also to do some personal projects in New York as I went there. I'm in the moment of my career where I don't give a shit. Shit. I don't give a shit about doing so many things in terms of commercial and commercial, let's say commercial. I prefer focusing on few, well paid, that allows me to travel the world, to spend time with friends, okay, And that's why I went back to weddings. For example, for this year, I only have 10 weddings, and in my hometown, in Palermo, and few in North Italy. And I'm super happy because I'm not so, my calendar is not that scheduled, so I can fit travel and do whatever. Back in the days, even 3-4 years ago, I was so stressed. I mean, satisfied, happy, but stressed.
I can imagine, because it's like constant like traveling and product shoots and productions and...
And then in my case, people, my followers, prefer the most when I focus on some personal projects. For example, my nonno, my grandpa Antonio, for me it's an art moving person. Okay, so every time I take a picture of him, my engagement goes like this. But if I go to Dubai and shoot a campaign in between dunes with amazing models, I post it and I barely have 100 likes. Yeah, people don't give a shit. We're talking about ships today. People don't give a shit about commercial stuff. And they're like, okay, I don't neither have it on my website. In my website, it's a wedding, reportage, and more. And for more, I main personal art project, and I love to portray people. I love to tell stories. I love to work with the actors and with model that they don't do it for profession, but they just do because they feel it.
Okay, I feel you. Nice. So you're at a level where you want to develop your personal photography more rather than the commercial one.
I'm almost 30.
Yeah.
So I need to build up my career in this way. And if you're a client watching this video, I put so much effort and I put everything about myself into a commercial project because I feel more mature. I mean, 5 years ago I wasn't this way. I was more, oh yeah, whoa, that's cool, yeah. Now, if I work on a campaign, I'm more focused. I know what I want. I know what a client wants. So it's more about let's work together and let's make it perfectly well shaped.
Nice. Okay. Any questions from the audience?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, hold the microphone, buddy. Otherwise, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I have a question. Why do you shoot on Leica compared to cameras like Sony and Lumix or whatever else?
Once you try Disneyland Paris, the park close to your house is not that funny.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm modest. I'm honest. I started with the 7D Mark II by Canon. Neither was a full frame. Then I went to Panasonic, GH5, then a little Lumix GX80, something like that. Then I approached full frame for the first time. I bought my 6D Mark II with 85mm 1.4. And as I approached to full frame, my mind blew because I finally got the opportunity to see what a full frame means to me. So in terms of quality, depth of field, sharpness, bokeh, I only work at open aperture. That's why I only use fixed lenses. I don't know how to explain that without being the cool guy saying, yeah, shoot Leica because I don't know how, but guys, it's a pain, yes. Can you tell the question another time? Maybe I can reply faster.
So why did you choose Leica over any other brand? So why over Sony? Why over Lumix? Why over Panasonic? Why over Canon or anything else?
Gotcha. Well, first we have to consider that it's not the tool who makes the artist. First of all, first thing first. My personal project that is currently exhibited in Lugano at Musec, which is the Museum of the Culture of Lugano. It's only shot with iPhone 13, neither the latest version, neither in RAW. I shot it in JPEG.
Noir. Boom.
And that's it. And they printed this big. So the question is, why did you choose to shoot your personal project, the best thing ever, appreciated by critics, by galleries, because I think that it's not the tool who makes the artist. And I want to prove that everyone can approach photography, because everyone has a phone. I'm not choosing to shoot with brands like Sony or Canon or Fuji, because, well, technically, if you buy a Sony and then you buy a zoom and then you buy a 50 and then you buy a 80 and then you buy a wide and then you buy a you spend the same amount of money you could spend on just one camera. Since I don't need lenses, I just need one lens, because I like to go around. You're gonna see tonight. I just need a light and compact camera, and it's handmade. And every time I hold it in my hand, I feel it's made by someone piece by piece.
If I can, I think when you reach a certain fashion level, this is from me, yeah. I've worked in fashion, not as much as you did, of course, but I think once you reach those levels, shooting on a Leica is it's a must. It's like one of those things that you have to have in your camera bag, in my belief, because it's as he said, it's a status. If you show up with a Leica, clients trust you already. There is a thing about it. I think it's also that.
I paid for it like 400 euros month by month for 20 months. So
you gotta use it.
I told to myself, I wanna have a Leica. I don't have all those money. So I went to the Leica store and I did a little mortgage. You say mortgage? No.
Finance.
I did a little finance for it. So I paid for 20 months and now it's mine.
Would you ever go to the Oscars? Photograph the Oscars?
That sounds so cliche, but what I like to do is to document what's behind a big event. That's my stuff. That's my stuff. I wish, not the Oscar. Because come in. No, come in. Who's knocking at the door? Hey, buddy.
Ciao, Sam.
Come, buddy. Oh, you have to come here right now.
Bro,
not kidding.
Bro, you ruined the whole shoot.
Come here. Just
not playing with you, man.
I'm joking. No, let's make it real. Come here, buddy.
Give me a hug first.
Bring a beer. What are you doing?
How are you? This is our guest, Gabriele.
Dude, come here. Meet me. Are we still rolling, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, take a sip. Hi. Yeah, you previously knocked the door and I said, okay, I want to meet this guy. It's Gabriel. Very nice to meet you. Tom. Okay, cool. What are you doing live?
But this is how Sicilians are, guys. It's like everyone is so friendly.
Sorry, we're talking here.
Oh, my bad.
Yes. What are you doing live?
What I do in life? Do you think?
Yeah, I have got my.
Okay.
Okay.
This is very sudden. I do this. I'm a filmmaker, videographer, writer as well. I do punting part-time, so on the river to get a bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
One day this punting thing will disappear.
Done.
See.
Go out if you want to talk. Thanks. We're making stuff here. Okay, we're talking about fashion. You don't know anything about me.
Okay.
The question is, you have a question for me, even though you don't know anything about what we said, anything about me. I'm a fashion photographer and a reporter. I do reportage. So, out of the blue, just ask me a question.
What is your favorite period of history?
Far away, back in the days. No, just kidding. In terms of art, in terms of photography, in terms of history, in terms of politics, or
Art. Let's go with art.
I would say Expressionism is cool. because those artists had something really deep in their stomach, and they needed to throw it up and put it out like on a canvas.
Do you not think artists now have something deep in their stomach?
Me too, as well, right now.
Yeah. No, you say how do you think that's changed? You say artists had something deep in their stomach a long time ago. Do you think that's changed?
Do you think it's still the same or not?
I think nowadays artists are more natural, just because things have changed during the years. So, sorry, let me put this so we don't have bad noises in the meantime. I think that social media helped artists to be more natural, to be cooler. Like the confronto, how to say confronto? The confrontation with the public is easier nowadays. So, yeah, why not?
What are the best one thing now?
Director, you have to talk to them.
Okay, artistically, how do you think pros and cons of today's art as opposed to a few decades ago, and vice versa?
Pros and cons. A big cons, I would say, it's artificial intelligence. They call it ChatGPT, but for me it's cheat GPT. I was thinking about coming here in the metro. I don't know, because I saw a girl typing something on ChatGPT, and I was like, dude, you're cheating. You're not chatting.
It's very good logistically, artistically not so much. Artificial intelligence I don't think should be used in the creative industry as much as it's heading towards. And there is a concern that it's going to take people's jobs. Already we're seeing, I don't know if you saw the other day, Keir Starmer, he's introducing the replacement of civil servant roles as AI if they can do it better.
So it's scary. It's scary. I think artificial intelligence definitely does have its place, but probably not in the creative industry, I'd say. Maybe for producers, that'll be good, but artistically, probably not.
Yeah, a lot of jobs will drop like in a few years, but what it's not gonna end is documenting something real. For example, tonight, I don't know if you're coming, because I don't know if you were dressed properly, but tonight we have a party.
I just wear this every day anyway. So.
I see. It's kind of smelly though. No, just kidding. Tonight we have a party, and I couldn't imagine how would it be possible for an artificial intelligence to replace my job, which is going around and taking pictures. I mean, maybe it will, but I think that you can replace and ask ChatGPT, hi, can you make a picture about a campaign of a few models in the desert with a few bags of my brand? I upload the picture and then automatically.
Just like that.
But you can't ask, I've got a party, can you take a picture of the party? It might need few decades for that, but that should be a robot, and we see a bunch of movies with robots, so.
I heard about this thing it's a couple of years back now, where Warner Brothers were doing this AI kind of system in place where they basically prompt in, write us a script for a film that's going to make us most amount of money using whatever actors are relevant at the moment, whatever crew members like cinematographers, production designers are relevant at the moment, and make us a story, and they do it like that. I don't know if they're going to continue to use that or if they're where that went. But
I've never used artificial intelligence. I've never downloaded any app because I feel like a film photographer back in the days being septist with the introduction of digital. So I feel like I want to keep going till I can do it. And then, yeah, it's going to be some days where I understand the value and the importance of trust on a computer. But till the moment, I mean, I'm an artist, and a lot of artists lost their job. Let's see, like translators.
thing is, it's going to be harder and harder to avoid because we need our phones. They're like a part of us nowadays, and then with that, AI is going to take over. Yes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay. So yeah, but like our phones, you obviously have a phone, right?
Okay.
And it's impossible to get around without a phone, and that's going to eventually.
I think you have the time for photography concerning fashion photography. So
yeah.
You know what it is though about
What?
You know what it is? This is something I saw recently on. This is a cool format, by the way. No, this is a cool format where people just come in and just talk. I think it's a cool bench. Like it's actually quite cool.
See, this is the kind of stuff we can talk about in a podcast when we started as well. You know,
Yeah,
it's just
like a conversation. So this is for you, and we're gonna end the interview with this. And thanks for 7 minutes. That was crazy.
all of a sudden, but I always like it. So yeah.
The way I asked him to come here is the way I do photography. I forgot mine. I just see something and I take a picture of it. So as I saw him get inside with few beers, I told him, come here. Why? Another photographer would have said, man, okay, I'm not shooting that because it's not my cup of tea.
Is that approach something you've always done, or is that something you've learned throughout the years? Is that technique something you've always done as a fashion photographer, or is it something?
I do in real life, as you just say. I do I don't like to interact all the time in what I shoot, but when I do, I know what to do. I know what to say.
Last question. Yep. 2 last questions actually. Okay. Choose left or right.
Right.
How important is it to have a brand around your photography, persona? Is it a game changer, or is it something that it's not that important? So being a brand, like I saw your bottle, it's branded. Like for as much as you can be simple in terms of representation of yourself, I think branding, for me, this is my perspective, branding is key because you sell yourself. How do you think branding is important as for a photographer?
In general, in life, being a character, it's appreciated by your viewers and by people who followed you. So, for example, my name is Gabriele D'Agostino. Since I was a small kid, they used to call me Dago, which is the first part of D'Agostino, so they call me Dago. I'll grab the bottle so I can show you the letters.
It's plugging the brand.
So it's D-A-G-O, it's Dago. Which camera? Is one?
1, 2, 3. Boil for choice.
That's 5.
Yeah, I always like to keep myself hydrated. That's why I always travel with it. Yeah, the brand behind the work of a photographer is really important. That's why I document everything I do, even when I cook, even when I talk about my stuff. I like to post even shitty pics made by phone, just to give the mood. Otherwise, you're just the sophisticated photographer that just posts his job. And no, you have to be cooler.
Okay, so a brand is important. Mm-hmm. Give a message to yourself on that camera there.
Well, which one?
In 10 years' time, that one. So 20.
Which one, dude?
To the right, Arthur.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
Arthur.
it's 2035, and it's you speaking to you. What would you say?
I'm so happy that you're still doing all this stuff with 3 kids.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Perfect. Sam, something that yourself in 2035?
I hope you managed to stay less creatively critical of yourself, because I think that's a big thing that can restrict your creativity, is being too hard on yourself, with your work. Just remove that filter. Especially when you're in the early stages of your work, say script writing, you write first draft, you're too critical of that, it just restricts it.
So like a fuck it wouldn't harm. Fuck it, it's okay.
Just whatever.
The message to me in 2035 is Banksy, I told you I'm gonna find you, motherfucker.
Well, find you, Banksy.
Got a round of applause for Dago and Sam for stepping in. And